Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I feel like today's video is a very long-awaited video. I've been wanting to do this kind of video for a long time now. If you have been watching my channel, you probably know that I have dealt with severe or moderate to severe cystic acne, and I've dealt with this really pretty much since the beginning of my adulthood. I started getting cystic acne around my senior year of high school, and that's when it all began, and I'm almost 5 years out of high school now, and I still deal with acne to this day, but fortunately, there are ways to figure out what the root cause is of your acne and how to treat it naturally, because you don't have to do it with drugs. So that is what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. So a lot of the information that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is information that I have just learned along the way from research, from all of these years that I have had acne, but also a lot of the information is coming from a book that I read last summer. It's called Acne Be Gone, and it's from the brand Delgado Protocol. I don't know if you guys are aware, but they do have supplements, which I am going to be talking about in a future video. I'm going to be creating a whole dedicated video about that and how some of their supplements are a natural alternative to spironolactone. But in this video, of course, I'm going to be focusing on how you're going to figure out what the root cause is of your acne and then how to treat it naturally. So first off, where does acne come from? What causes it? So acne can come from a variety of different factors. It can be a result of genetics. It can be years of unhealthy lifestyle choices like your diet. And it can also just be a buildup of toxins. So all of these things can lead to hormonal imbalances, nutrient deficiencies, weakened organ functioning, including liver, adrenal glands, digestive system, etc., and also inflammation. So these are all underlying causes of acne. So there are different types of hormonal imbalances, obviously. Some people might have estrogen dominance, and that means that your body is producing more estrogen than it needs, so it's producing the book, in the Acne Be Gone book, they like to call them bad estrogens or the bad sisters, and those are also called xenoestrogens. And then it's also possible to have too much testosterone. And yes, women can have too much testosterone as well. So I want to go in and talk a little bit more about estrogen dominance. So if I'm looking down, I have written out all of these notes, so I'm sorry if that's distracting at all, but I just want to make sure that I'm saying it all right. So with all of the toxins that we get from our environment, things like plastic bottles, toxic personal care products, pesticides, animal hormones, all of these things can cause a buildup of bad estrogens, which are called xenoestrogens. So to diet. So animal products like a high-fat diet, consumptions of things like refined flours, simple carbohydrates, sugar, and artificial ingredients. That kind of diet can lead to estrogen dominance. It can also lead to things like cardiovascular disease, obesity, digestive problems, insulin resistance, which worsens acne. Something to consider in diet: people who are sensitive to gluten or have other food intolerances are at a higher risk for estrogen dominance if they continue to eat those foods. And the reason that eating foods that your body is intolerant to is an issue is because it causes unstable blood sugar levels and also inflammation in the digestive tract. So another thing that you want to consider is stress. I know everyone says that, but I want to go a little bit more into depth to kind of explain why stress can be an issue. So stress can lead to estrogen dominance, especially if your stress levels are really high. And the reason that stress is problematic is for the same reasons that intolerant foods are, and that is because it weakens the adrenal glands and causes the release of cortisol at the expense of progesterone and other important hormones. So removing those problematic foods and reducing stress plays a huge role in healing acne. And this applies even if you don't have estrogen dominance, because problematic foods and high stress levels can cause inflammation in the body, and that can lead to more swollen and inflamed acne. If you don't have estrogen dominance, you might have excess testosterone in your body. You might have an excess of the male sex hormone called DHT, which is also known as dihydrotestosterone. So females can get this too. I know it's testosterone. Not only men have testosterone, women do as well. So what happens is if DHT builds up in the skin and enhances bacterial growth, and overstimulates the sebaceous gland. So that's where you might get that excess oil secretion on the surface of the skin, which is a cause of acne. Now, it's important to know that you don't want to completely eliminate DHT from the body because it is very beneficial and necessary for certain functions of the body, both for men and women. So those are the two possibilities that you can have for a disruption with your hormones. You might have estrogen dominance, or you might have excess testosterone in the body. So of course there are things that you can do to help balance your hormones in a way that is going to be more natural. You don't have to use things like drugs, antibiotics. So how do you treat this adult hormonal acne? The truth is that there is no single solution for everyone. If somebody tries to tell you that like this one product is going to cure your acne, they're not being honest with you, because there is so much that contributes to acne, and I think that it's very important to understand that. Healing acne cannot be treated in the same way for everybody because people have different hormonal levels, people might have different nutrient deficiencies. There's so much going into play to it that there is not one solution that's going to work for everybody. There are things that you can do to treat acne, heal your body from the root issue without using band-aid treatments like drugs, antibiotics, or birth control pills. Now, I can definitely say that from experience too, because I have done them all. Alright, you guys, I'm sorry. I kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I just talk about my experience with some dermatologists that I've been to and also some medications that I've tried in the past. If you're interested in watching that, feel free. Otherwise, of course, feel free to skip past. Feel free to skip to the part where I talk about ways to heal your skin naturally. I've been on a variety of different medications. I've been on Bactrim, which is a pretty intense antibiotic, I think, and it's really for bacterial acne, which mine really isn't. It's hormonal and also from diet. So that wasn't working, and after I took that for like a month or 2 months and it just was not doing anything at all, I went back to my dermatologist and she just wanted to put me on a higher dosage, and I said, well, if I have hormonal acne, is this going to help with that? Because this is for bacterial stuff. And she's like, oh, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Okay, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent a little bit. If you guys don't want to watch this, feel free to skip by this, but it's very upsetting to me that a lot of dermatologists, they don't look for the root issue. They really don't. And it's really sad, and it makes me honestly quite angry because you're trusting this doctor to help you heal your skin and not just something that's gonna work for a couple of months, and then if you stop taking a medication, your acne's gonna come right back. Like, how is that a solution? Plus, it's harming your body. Like, ugh. So you really have to be your own advocate when you go to the dermatologist. It's sad that that's the truth, but it is. You have to kind of figure out things for yourself so you can know what to ask for. So then after that, she put me on spironolactone, which is one that works pretty well if you do have hormonal acne, and I did see results from that. I did do a whole video about that. If you guys want to see what my acne looked like and just see my whole journey taking spironolactone, I do have a video all about that. I'll link it in the description box below, but I just show my whole progress from it was like 8 or 9 months that I took it. So I just show you pictures of the whole process and then also explain why I decided to stop taking it, because at a certain point I decided to stop taking it from just side effects and also just not wanting to keep taking a medication. But also, I have to tell you guys this because it's infuriating. So I literally asked my dermatologist, and I've been to a variety because I never really felt super great about them, just because I've never really felt like I've been getting what I've needed from dermatologists. So I've tried a couple, I've been to like 3, but anyway, so I asked the dermatologist, so is there a way to figure out what the cause of the acne is? And she just looked at me and she was just like, no. It's like, excuse me? What is your job? To literally just give you a medication? I don't understand that. It's like you're a doctor and... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not saying dermatologists are all bad. I'm sure there are great ones out there, and I'm sure there are ones that really care more about trying to help you figure out what's causing the problem. But it's like they don't even recommend dietary changes or anything, and it's just insane, and it boggles my mind. Okay, so please ignore this horrible camera quality. I totally just did not finish my sentence there when I said it boggles my mind. So what I was going to say is that it boggles my mind that certain doctors don't think that acne is related to diet at all. In some cases, sure, that might not be the cause, but to say, I used to work at a doctor's office. I worked in an allergy office, and yes, she's an allergist, but she said that she doesn't think that acne is linked to any food. I'm like, so you're saying that if I eat sugar and processed foods like all the time, 80% of the time, that if I have acne, it's not because of those things, or that those things do not contribute at all? Like, what? Does that even make sense? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going way off topic, kind of. If you guys are interested in hearing more about that kind of stuff, let me know. I should probably do that in a different video. Anyway, so let's get back to how you can treat hormonal acne naturally. So there are a variety of things that you can do. So of course, one of them is the diet. So you want to look at your diet. You want to make sure that you're really hydrating. You're drinking lots of water, because water helps to remove toxins from your body, and then it also helps to keep your skin hydrated, which is all very important in having clear skin. Of course, I'm sure you all know that. And also the amount of water that you take, of course, depends on a variety of things like your gender, your age, your weight, your health status, and various lifestyle factors. So you can kind of figure out how much water you should be drinking each day depending on those things. Also, it's important to consume filtered water and not unfiltered water. And the reason for that is because unfiltered water has xenoestrogens in it. And also you want to avoid bottled water, and that is because, well, the plastic is not good for the environment, and the plastic increases xenoestrogen. I can definitely go more in depth about a diet, but really you want to be having fruits and vegetables, and you don't want to be having any sugar. Obviously you can have the natural sugars in fruits, but don't have any extra types of sugar. Avoid processed foods. Also avoid oils. So vegetable oils, even like olive oil and flaxseed oil and coconut oil, which are seen as more healthy oils, they're still not great because a lot of the nutrients is taken out of the vegetables when they make the oils, and it increases blood sugar and also insulin. They also cause red blood cells to stick together and blood to thicken, and both of those things reduce the flow of essential nutrients to the skin. So try to avoid vegetable oils if you can. So that's the main things about diet. Now, of course, I can do a whole dedicated video about diet for acne if you guys want, where I can go more in depth and kind of give you like a grocery list if you guys want. And like I mentioned before, another important thing that you can do to help treat acne is look at your stress levels, like I talked about before. So again, I can do a video about that if you guys want me to talk about ways to reduce stress and manage stress. I can definitely do a video about that. Exercise is also a huge thing. Now, exercise helps to boost circulation, which helps with the flow of oxygen and essential nutrients to the skin. It also helps to heal acne by lowering insulin, which helps to remove harmful estrogens and toxins, reduce stress, and as a result helps to reduce inflammation in the body. So I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about exercise, things you can do. The Acne Be Gone book recommends that you do a blend of cardio, strength training, and also stretching, and that is because these things help to balance the hormones. The book also mentions that you don't want to overdo it. Like if you are doing way too intensive exercises and you're doing it for excessive lengths of time, or you're not getting enough rest in between, then that can cause stress and inflammation, and it reduces immune function. And so just don't overdo it, but you do still want to break a sweat. So I have gone to a naturopath. Again, I could do a whole video about that. So I'm going to talk about supplements, but I'm also going to talk about some other things that she recommended to me. So talking about exercise, my naturopath recommends 150 minutes per week. So an example of that is 30 minutes 5 times a week. So now some other things that you can do to get to the root cause of the acne and treat it is to get your hormones tested. Now I went to a naturopath and I got my hormones tested, and then she also ordered to see my nutrient levels, like to see what vitamins I might be deficient in. So going to a naturopath is expensive, and I've only gone to 2 appointments. That was for her to just learn about me and figure out what she needed to, what test she needed to order, and then also to give me a plan, like including supplements, exercise, diet, stuff like that. But it is very expensive. For the most part, I don't think that naturopaths are covered by insurance. That is what I have really found, which is really sad because they actually help you get to the root cause of the issue. But I will say your primary care doctor can definitely order you a blood test to figure out your hormone levels and to figure out what vitamins you might be deficient in. So that's a way you can do that. And then going to get blood work done is normally covered by your insurance. So that's definitely an option if you don't want to go through the whole process of going to a naturopath, just because that is expensive. But I do think that it is worth it. So I am going to talk about some supplements, like the video I mentioned. I'm going to make a video all all about a natural alternative to spironolactone. So I'm going to talk about supplements in that video, and these are all things that I have personally tried, so I'm telling you from experience. And then I can also make another video all about going to the naturopath and the plan that she put me on, so I can talk to you about the supplements and herbs that she put me on. But of course, this is all very individual because everybody has different hormone levels and they have different nutrients that they need. So I do think that it is really important before going and trying a bunch of different supplements, you actually figure out what your body needs, because if you're using supplements that aren't really treating your specific needs, you're probably not going to see the results that you want to get. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. I am going to make more videos kind of about this topic, just expanding on this topic. So if you guys do want to make sure that you see those and you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also hit that notification bell so that you don't miss it when I post those videos. But yeah, I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And of course, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Go ahead and leave a comment section below. But if you don't want to do that, feel free to message me on Instagram. You can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is Routine Beauty with 3 Ys. It is linked in the description box below. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all for my next video. Bye guys.